15 Crazy Facts About Ancient Egyptians. Welcome to Crazy Facts. Today, we're about to explore 15 mind-blowing facts about the ancient Egyptians. A civilization that continues to inspire awe and mystery. These fascinating facts will show you just how ahead of their time the Egyptians really were. From mummification techniques to royal fashion, buckle up for a thrilling ride into ancient history. Fact 1. Ancient Egyptians invented the first toothpaste. Did you know the ancient Egyptians were some of the first to create toothpaste, but forget about minty fresh paste? Their toothpaste was made from a mix of crushed ox hooves, burnt eggshells, and ash. Though it might not sound appealing, it helped them keep their teeth in surprisingly good condition. In ancient Egypt, having a fake beard was a sign of power and divinity. Pharaohs, both male and female, would wear ceremonial beards made of metal or wood to represent their godlike status. Even female rulers, like Hatshepsut, proudly wore these beards, signaling their authority in a male-dominated world. Fact 3. The pyramids were not built by slaves. Contrary to popular belief, the Great Pyramids of Giza were not built by slaves. In fact, the workers were highly skilled laborers who were paid with beer as their primary currency. The workers were well-fed and lived in organized communities near the pyramid sites. Fact 4. The Egyptian calendar was shockingly accurate. The ancient Egyptians were astronomical geniuses. Their calendar system was based on the cycles of the moon and sun, and it was extremely accurate. They divided the year into 12 months of 30 days, with an additional 5 days to complete the year, allowing them to predict the flooding of the Nile with remarkable precision. Fact 5. Ancient Egyptians loved cats. They mummified them. Ancient Egyptians had a special connection to cats. These animals were worshipped as sacred and were even mummified to accompany their owners in the afterlife. Killing a cat, even accidentally, was considered a grave offense and could lead to severe punishment. Fact 6. Egyptian workers ate beer as a staple food. Beer wasn't just a drink in ancient Egypt, it was a staple food. Workers constructing the pyramids were often paid in thick, nutritious beer made from barley and bread, which provided them with the necessary nutrients for a long day's work. It was considered so essential that it was given as a daily ration. Fact 7. The brain was removed from mummification, but the heart stayed. During the process of mummification, the brain was discarded. Egyptians believed the heart was the center of intelligence and emotion, so it was preserved in the body. The brain, on the other hand, was considered unnecessary for the afterlife and was often removed through the nose using a long hook. Fact 8. Cleopatra was Greek, not Egyptian. While Cleopatra is perhaps the most famous Egyptian queen, she wasn't actually Egyptian. She belonged to the Ptolemaic dynasty, which was Greek in origin. Despite this, Cleopatra embraced many Egyptian traditions and was the first in her family to learn the Egyptian language. Fact 9. Egyptians played a form of bowling over 5,000 years ago. You might think bowling is a modern game, but the Egyptians were playing a similar game over 5,000 years ago. Archaeologists have found evidence of a bowling alley in an Egyptian tomb, with ancient stone balls and pins that resemble modern-day bowling. Fact 10. They had a first aid kit for the afterlife. The Egyptians didn't just mummify bodies. They also prepared for the afterlife with first aid kits. These kits included items like ointment jars, ointments, and even tools for the afterlife to ensure that the deceased was cared for by the gods once they reached the afterlife. Fact 11. The Egyptian Eye of Horus was a symbol of protection. The Eye of Horus is one of the most recognizable symbols of ancient Egypt. It represents the god Horus and was believed to have protective powers. Egyptians wore the symbol as jewelry and amulets to protect themselves from evil and bring good fortune. Fact 12. Ancient Egyptians wore makeup, including men. Ancient Egyptians loved their cosmetics, and both men and women wore makeup. They used coal to line their eyes, not just for beauty, but also to protect their eyes from the harsh desert sun and flies. The Egyptians also used makeup as a form of ritual to honor the gods. Fact 13. The Egyptians played dice games for 1,000 years ago. Dice games were a popular pastime in ancient Egypt. Senet, a game involving dice and a game board, was played by the pharaohs themselves. It was more than just a game. It was seen as a form of divination, where the gods determined your fate. Fact 14. Ancient Egyptians could perform complex surgery. The Egyptians were advanced in the field of medicine. They had surgeons capable of performing complex surgeries. They understood anatomy well enough to perform operations like trepanation, removing part of the skull, and had effective remedies for many ailments, some of which we still use today. Fact 15. They built giant statues, but not for fun. The massive statues of the pharaohs were not just for display. These colossal monuments were built to honor the gods and to show the pharaoh's power. The statues often face the sunrise to symbolize the pharaoh's eternal connection with the gods, ensuring their divine protection in the afterlife. There you have it, to 15 mind-blowing facts about ancient Egypt. A civilization that continues to fascinate and inspire the world. If you enjoyed these amazing facts, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Crazy Facts for more incredible stories from the past. See you in the next video, and remember, history is full of surprises.